So, Beckett and Lucida make their way across the city, chatting while they do. And I'll let you guys take it away with that.
I could only have assumed that you would still be around. Like the greatest of cockroaches, you are extremely difficult to kill.
But of course, why would you compare me to a cockroach? That is disgusting.
Because it amuses me with your reaction.
I would like to activate Daunt.
All right. You make me look up rules. That's just mean. And my rule book seems to have gone missing, so I'm going to do it digitally.
Yes.
Which I believe is a...
If it involves rolling, don't forget that you have an extra dice.
Oh, yeah. At this point, everybody has
right.
extra dice, extra successes, because
Everyone's been very generous.
I believe that Daunt is not a rouse check, if I remember reading that correctly.
At your blood potency level, most certainly not. And that is not the book I want in my iPad.
So as that's being found out, it amuses me how many different places you have traveled to, Becky. I have been watching you.
Been watching me for quite some time, yet you stay in the shadows. I've missed you. It's nice to have a companion for a brief stint.
Yes, well, the shadows is the best place to be because, people may try to kill me.
That hasn't stopped you yet, has it?
No.
All right. So, Daunt, you add the user's presence rating to any intimidation rolls. Attacking the user requires resolve plus composure at a difficulty of 2. So, she summons the power of being one of the kindred, and she becomes mildly more intimidating to Beckett, but Beckett kind of would be able to mildly push back a little bit on that.
I know her tricks.
So you say you miss me. What else have you been missing?
Oh, well, hopefully not missing too much. I've been trying to get as much information as I can. If I might ask, beyond the fact that you're still alive, and I will not need to inquire as to how, what are you doing here, aside from following me, dealing with my unfortunate need to temporarily revel in local politics?
I am here for the same reason that you are. No?
The pieces?
Yes.
Interesting. If I might inquire, what would be your source for this information?
You may not inquire. In fact, I will keep those in the shadows.
Very well. Then if we are not to share what we've learned, then let us keep our separate endeavors separate.
Exactly. Just know that I was watching you most of the time, so perhaps maybe it's the same context that you have.
Atlanta. Interesting. So you met with Nikolai Diablo as well?
I have shadows that may have met with him.
And do you know of the involvement of his child, Erasmus, in this entire issue?
No, that was not information that was entirely given to me.
Oh, look at that. We're sharing. Do you know this city well? It's been quite some time since I've passed through.
Storyteller, do I know this city well?
You do not, but it is fairly easy to figure out. It's somewhat laid out on a grid pattern. The Stanley Park is away from where you're going at the moment, and you are heading actually in a southern direction towards the area of the city called Gastown.
Interesting. Well, shadows are just like any other shadows. However, I believe that we may be going in the right direction.
Oh, here's to hoping. I've been told that perhaps individuals that could lead us to, if not actually containing a piece of this Stele Avasar Solum that we require, may be within the mausoleum.
Interesting place.
Not an actual mausoleum, it's a play on words. Because, clever.
Yes, I understand.
Well, let's see if we can find our way there post-haste and deal with these younger kindred in the way we know how.
I put my hand on Beckett and whisper in his ear, I've missed you a lot too.
Oh, it's been some time since we've had a partnership. I'm excited to see what sort of damage we can do.
I'm excited.
And after that, after a few minutes of wandering, you could eventually find yourself in front of the mausoleum, which is the place where our regular cast of kindred hang out. And there is a kind of a fluttering neon sign, kind of a rundown location, and there's also a sign for the tarot shop up above it.
Quaint.
Go ahead.
I was just about to say, quaint, tarot, occult, vampire.
The building itself is kind of red brickish, and it's showing its age. It looks like it was made in the 1950s, and not a great deal of work has been done on it since.
All right. Does it appear to be open at the moment?
It does appear to be semi-open.
I turn to Lucita. If our contacts have at least given similar information, I believe at least one piece of the tablet should be either within or one of the individuals inside has the information as to where it may be found. As to the other pieces, as well as the Gara knife, I'm still trying to acquire that information, so
interesting.
keep your ears open, and should we need to press, well, perhaps I defer to you.
Sounds like a plan. I think you should be the one to go in, and I will hang back in the shadows and have my ears open.
Indeed. After me, then. And he enters the the complex.
While he's entering, I would actually like to cast, sorry, wow, wrong word. I would like to use, what's the word? Shoot. I think it's Shadow's Cloak, where I can jump to different shadows.
Yes. I'm just going to call up that power. I believe it is a rouse check.
No, it's not Shadow's Cloak. Sorry, everyone. This is on you. Words for me here. It's a rouse check. Okay. First roll of the night.
Yay!
First rouse
And you have
check.
an extra success and an extra roll if you want.
Yeah, you could just take an extra success on that one.
Awesome. Well, rouse check is totally fine.
Okay.
Steven, I might need your help on this one.
I might need my own help on this one.
Ah.
I'm going to save my successes for when it's
Dire.
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
And by the way, it's called Shadow Step, just to give you that.
Yes. Hey, everybody. I don't deal with Lasombra that often. We don't have that many in the city except for B-Dave, who just showed up. And now Lucita.
Hey.
Yeah, it's mostly run fast, see things quickly.
I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'm still figuring out my powers.
So I believe is it Dex?
Oh, yeah.
Physical? Sorry.
Wait, I'll be fine.
And I am calling it up now. Nope, that's blood sorcery. That's the wrong place. Let's just go with a dex roll.
Okay.
Dex and athletics. We'll figure it out later. House rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a solid chance we wouldn't see her anyways, even if she walked directly through the door. You forget that 2 of us are wasted at the moment.
That is true.
That's 4 successes.
4 successes? Yeah, easily done. So are you going to basically meld into the shadows inside?
Yeah, so I'm going to jump it in through one of the shadows that are outside. I'm going to come back out like through one of the shadows, probably behind one of the coterie members. We'll see.
Okay. We'll actually do that in a couple seconds. So we'll deal with Matt as Beckett walking in the front door.
Indeed. And before I enter, because I'm a paranoid motherfucker,
Probably
survived this long for that reason. If I'm going to go ahead and use Sense the Unseen as well.
Sense the Unseen? Okay. That I believe
sort of
is no rouse check whatsoever.
It is wits plus aspects or resolve plus aspects.
Whichever one's higher.
All right. So that the same. That's terribly easy. And I will. Do I have any extra dice?
Yeah, everyone does at this point.
I'll throw one in. Why not? Oh, look at that. Literally all successes in a 10. So if there's anything unseen in there, Beckett is well aware.
Yeah.
How many tens?
110 and
110? Okay.
5 successes.
5 successes total. And yeah, you open up your senses and you see into the world around you that is separated from our own world. And you notice occasional specters here and there, a will-o'-the-wisp, and there are people wandering the street that weren't there before, seemingly lost, not sure where to go or why they're even wandering. But it doesn't seem like there is that much in Mausoleum itself.
Fair enough. I continue to enter and size up the interior.
And what you see is a bunch of purple velvet fainting chairs and a complete dive bar other than that. It's like it's been there pretty much since the building itself has been created. It's beat up. There's places in the bar that look like people have shined it a little too much with the sleeves of their coats. And you see 4 kindred in front of you and 1 person behind the bar. 2 of the kindred are kind of leaning on each other a little bit.
Yeah, I think when you enter, you actually see, or you hear Insomnia bit angry, talking at Erasmus and being like, listen, you had no right just to go in there, make those people your cattle. They have lives too, and you just treat them like fucking food.
Whoa, what's happening?
They enjoyed it, darling. Would you relax? Everything's fine.
They didn't know they were enjoying it.
Details. Look at me.
Details.
You guys are drunk, like out of it.
The person behind the bar is a semi-older woman. She looks like she could be 40. She looks like she could be 60. She has black hair that's kind of short. She's got some tattoos on her arms, and she's pointing at Beckett, and she sounds like she smoked a billion cigarettes. Like, yeah, there's somebody at the door.
I mean, I don't notice it.
What was that, Maxine? Speak up, darling.
There's someone at the door.
Hello.
Don't use customers as an excuse to stop being yelled at.
There's someone at the door, Insomnia. Come on.
Oh, so there is.
Welcome, darling, to the mausoleum. Would offer you a drink, but we're a little dry.
You're not.
Not to worry. My apologies for stumbling in. If I interrupted anything, you say you're rather dry for a bar. That's curious.
I know.
Well,
a certain type of dry, darling.
yeah.
And what's your name?
I am Erasmus, and these are my associates.
Word.
I immediately try to scry this fool to get a sense of what he's doing.
Going for Scry the Soul. Alrighty.
It's kind of like,
Let's just throw out the dice. All right. That is 1 rouse check.
oh, sick. I love those.
Whoop, whoop.
Ooh.
And I'm very good at succeeding those.
Did you succeed those?
Yes. I'm very
Okay.
good at doing it, and I did it.
And it's intelligence plus aspects versus Beckett's composure and subterfuge. And you guys can throw extra dice and extra successes at this stuff.
Yeah.
We got a ton of those.
I'm going to do... I'm going to add 1, because I am looking really hard at this person.
I'm going to save my dice and just roll as is.
Very confident.
3 successes.
3 successes with 2 10s.
That is 5 successes. And Insomnia forces his blood forward into his eyes, peers at Beckett, and sees a pale guy standing in the door.
It's kind of hot.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beckett's head turns and notices the intense stare and just gives a...
I like smack your arm. I think he likes you.
You're just drunk. What, who are you here for?
Well, I'm here for information. In case you couldn't tell, from out of town.
And what would be your name, out of towner?
Most individuals may refer to me as Beckett.
Is that because it's your name?
That is because it's my name, yes. What's yours?
Yes.
What?
I step forward and I say, "Hello, darling. I'm Morgan," and I go to shake your hand.
There is a brief hesitation, but just a moment takes your hand. More put off by just the energy of the room than anything.
Yeah, I'll apologize for these folks here. I don't know. 2 of us went out, and we're just hearing the stories of something that took place there. So my apologies for our lack of welcoming. What information are you looking for?
Well, I'm here on more of a historical pilgrimage, you could say. I have interest in implements that pertain to a lost history. And my contacts have sent me to a point located within this very building.
Interesting. Steve,
And it's at
would
that
I know?
point-
Would I recognize the name Beckett?
You certainly would not,
Yeah. Okay.
because you're like the newest of the new kindred.
Yeah.
in
I was just thinking
Kofi.
maybe because I had done so much research, but
Well, actually, if you want, give an intelligence and occult, and that would go probably for Erasmus as well. Everybody else probably wouldn't know Beckett.
Okay.
all right, I'll do it.
Thought I was old enough. Apparently not. I'm too young.
Depends how much time you spent in Seattle.
2 successes.
2 successes? No.
3 successes.
3 successes for you. Kind of maybe heard the name before. It rings a bell, but you're not sure which bell it's ringing.
I look to Raz to like guide the conversation because I have no idea what's going on.
Historical. Is this a business visit? Should we take this to one of our back rooms?
Business or pleasure? We have both of those.
Business is pleasure for me. Please, a back room would
Oh,
be preferable.
wow. Okay, then.
Yes, perhaps we should go then.
Just as they're going, I step out of the shadows.
she steps out of the shadows, and it is very disconcerting.
Who the hell are you?
Goodness.
By the way, this is my companion, Lucita. Lucita, the young.
Ay, Dios mío,
Thanks.
Either not a pleasure to meet you yet. Where exactly were you going?
My goodness. The back room, darling. I've got a back room for us. No one will hear.
Unless you have other people in the shadows we need to know about.
Like if there's anybody else in shadows, please step forward. Like what the hell?
I prefer to keep the 7 other companions in the shadows for the time being. If you're
That's
nice,
reassuring.
perhaps they won't have to present themselves.
Very cool. And then I walk away.
Have you not met any kindred of the shadows?
Well, just Raz.
Technically, Morgan has being one. Sorry, I didn't mean to out you. Are we saying what you are yet?
I'm just learning.
They are very young.
I'm a very young kindred, so
Brand new,
I appreciate
fresh.
any knowledge you have to spare. Obviously, you don't need to teach me anything. Let's help you with your problem, and then we'll see where we go. I feel like we've got on the wrong foot here.
Oh, definitely.
Seems that you have a lot of words, so my first lesson to you is to stay silent and listen.
Ooh, she come for you.
I kind of I roll off the fainting couch, but since I am very high celerity, he does that thing where he puts his foot down to catch himself first and then stands up again. So be a spy is what you're saying.
I'm saying that she needs to stay closer to the shadows, not necessarily spy.
I mean,
But if that's
I can be friends with the shadows.
she can do whatever the hell she wants.
All right. Let's go.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm
Raz will lead.
I'm going to pull
Okay.
the trash aside as we walk to the back room and be like, these feel like Camarilla if I've ever heard of Camarilla before.
I don't know. They don't have anyone that just comes out of the shadows like, boo, I'm fabulous and exotic looking.
That's literally every Camarilla I've ever met.
You've gone to very few Camarilla meetings, haven't you?
None.
Very, very few.
And then we go to the back.
Yeah.
You go to, I'm assuming, the non-pillowed back room.
Yes.
The business back.
The meeting back room.
We've cleaned up in the business room, right? Since we met with the sheriff.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
While you guys were out.
Okay, good. You guys did have a lot of time without us. So it's a clean back room.
All right. So they lead you into it's an old door, one of the old ones that kind of jiggles the handle. It opens up. There's a table inside and a bunch of different chairs.
I appreciate you taking a moment. Best I could explain myself is I am what you would call a anthropologist. I have interest in the lost history of the kindred. And it seems events throughout the world, whether or not you are aware, are racing towards a cataclysmic event.
It seems to just be arriving on our doorstep as well. I can only imagine how worse it is outside.
If only we could see it coming.
Shut up.
I didn't say it.
Carefree as you may be, and it is amusing to see kindred quite so carefree. You being in this room with us now and amongst your companion, as he shoots eyes towards Erasmus, means that you've irrevocably been drawn into this scenario for the time being. So let me begin by saying, watch your back. Be careful. And be upfront with us.
I sort of take a step away from Erasmus after you say that. I mean, you haven't told us what exactly you're looking for. You've just said your cryptic words and said that some history is here, but we don't know what we're supposed to have.
Like,
Indeed.
it's Gastown. It's historical. It's cute. It's historical.
Erasmus, would you like to inform your friends about your involvement with Nikolai and perhaps the shards of the tablet?
You're involved with the tablet?
How the fuck do you know about that?
I know about a lot of things. It's my business.
How do you know Nikolai?
I know a lot of people. I've been here for a long time, and I have my interests and means of getting them. We crossed paths at the ministry and was brought to you. I was told you would be the individual to speak to, as I'm interested in acquiring the remainder of these tablet pieces.
Oh my. Well, the rest of you obviously already know what I do about the tablet. To clarify, Nikolai is my sire. It's been a while. And he sent you to me.
He said if I was to be seeking out the Stella Vasar Saloon, that you would be the next key to that which I do not currently have. Are you?
Oh, Nikolai. Erasmus is going to look at the other members of the group, kind of gauging what their response is to this.
Insomnia is like fully backed away from you and is giving you just death eyes as much as he can, while also like blinking erratically.
I think Morgan's just trying to become one with the shadows. Really focusing on it.
Trash looks 100% confused.
As Morgan is focusing on becoming part of the shadows, yeah, it's just not working.
Someone's looking at her. I mean, I thought we knew what you knew about the tablets, but apparently you have some history with them. I've trusted you up until now.
No, darling. I don't know how Nikolai even connected me to the tablets, seeing as I only just reached out to him tonight, and there's no way a letter to get to there to... Oh, goodness.
There's a thing called email and texting that can get to people quickly.
Darling, do you know how old Nikolai is? If I can't do email, neither can he.
I just assumed you were bad at it.
Oh, good.
But apparently he has enough information to send these two pale, shadowy figures.
Just say it, vampires. We're fine.
One shadowy figure.
Pale and shadowy. Whatever.
To clarify, I do have Daunt still up, correct?
Oh, fuck.
Yes, you do. She is extremely intimidating.
Then I think I'm trying to find the midpoint between stepping away from Erasmus and stepping away from Lucida.
And you called me a shadowy figure?
You said that.
Yes, but I can call myself that, not you.
Oh, then I apologize.
Exactly. So we don't have a lot of time in the night, as you probably noticed. So you probably should hurry up with this information.
Look, what is it that you want?
I turned it back.
How much do you know about this tablet?
I didn't say we had them. Did you say that we had them, Raz?
I don't believe that I did. No.
But do you have them then? Since you seem so...
I think I'm going to leave and go to the pile of clothes and retrieve them. Just completely
that's my pile of clothes.
Clearly we've been betrayed, so fuck it. And I grab the tablets and bring them and just slam them down on the table.
How many pieces do you bring?
I think
there are
two.
There are two pieces, and do you also bring the Geru Clave?
Yeah, I think I have that in my satchel. So I like
Okay.
pull that out and I just slam that on the table.
What is God? Whatever.
He watches immediately Beckett, who has been very stalwart and guarded this whole time. Eyes go wild for just a moment with surprise, and the mind begins racing.
So do you know what those are? This observation.
Sorry.
I think that Matt
Did Matt
froze.
freeze? Yeah.
I think
I
think
froze
Matt.
him in surprise. I did
I have
it.
an idea.
So shocked.
Oh,
You're back.
We good?
There we go.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
I know quite a bit about what they are, what the purpose seems to be. Now, as you know, they're all connected here, and they seem to have separate benefits as shreds of the singular artifact. This entire thing was said to have been made by Cain himself, while others believe it was created by an ancient Bali, but perhaps the ministry of Methuselah, drenched the tablet in blood. It's hard to say what the actual history of it may be, but what I do know is that an entire battle around Constantinople in the 1100s was waged around this, and a portal absorbed the wielder and threw them into the Wraithlands. And that is how the Garu won the battle. Then they fractured the tablet and scattered it across the globe. I do believe currently that this is a centerpiece in the coming Gehenna War, and I am not the only one seeking their pieces. However, I have been one clever enough to acquire many of the others, and based on the ones you have currently, we nearly have a full set.
I look at Kurt and I whisper Cassandra. And I'm like trying to make you realize what I want you to realize.
That we're fucked.
Well, I think that they could help us.
Well, the rest of my friends know my position on any one person owning all of these tablets, but it seems to be out of my hand at this point. I kind of like look at the two of you, Trash and Raz.
So who is looking for this thing? I mean, obviously you are. Are you going to use this? Is this some thing that needs to be done, some kind of war? I'm not. I'm a fighter, yeah, but I'm not like into.
I'm not a fighter either. I am a survivor. My intent is not to utilize, but to obscure them. Hopefully indefinitely from those who would wish to use it with ill intent. So, do you trust me?
I don't know yet.
Good.
Anyone that pulls
You
an Aladdin
shouldn't.
quote on me, I'm going to trust him.
What is this Aladdin quote you speak of?
Just the way that your friend here said, "Do you trust me?" It was very Disney musical theater. It's something that it holds my
I kinda
humanity.
I tap Morgan. I'm like, it's like talking to Raz. Just
Right, one with the shadows.
My point being, trust is what will get you killed. You do not have to trust me, but it seems at least our interests align. Yes?
You do know Nikolai. For our brief differences, I don't think he would send someone untrustworthy into our midst. And this does seem to be a rather dark artifact. Perhaps it is best if we obscure it.
Agreed.
Just don't want it in the wrong hands. We just want to keep it away. We know what
Now that
this
we have-
does, mostly.
I mean,
What do you think it does, darling?
I look over at Lucita and back to Morgan, and I'm like, in the right hands, at least in my experience, it can get kindred through rough times. I don't trust 99% of other kindred. But if there are any others out there like me, then the use of this tablet doesn't have to be for war. It can be for comfort or strength, inward strength to help get kindred through stuff.
This is purely a tablet for empowerment. It made me stronger. It made me less hungry. I didn't feel hunger, or as hungry as I was at the time when I held it. There's no way that this can be good in the hands of other kindred that that don't have the same goals as we do.
If you tell the truth that you're trying to shroud these tablets, I might, against your judgment or your advice, trust you a little.
For the time being, good. Because you don't have a choice.
Clearly.
While you're here, we're clearly doing you a favor. I'm wondering if you could help us with something as well.
Yes.
None of us are able to solve a certain problem that we have, and I motion for you to follow me into another back room.
Fuck.
Lucita, keep an eye on them.
Okay.
And I open the door, and what does Beckett see, Steve?
Beckett sees the other back room, which is pillows and looks like drapes and swings of various kinds.
Oh, Lord.
And there is 2 bodies that are currently in that particular room, one of which doesn't have any arms. The other one is just beat up, and they both have stakes in their chests.
One of these is a dear, dear friend of ours, and the other, I believe, may have information that you seek. It seems that my group is a bit hesitant, so I'm kind of taking the reins here as the newest kindred, but we need them up and about. Is there any way you can help us with this?
And looking at these bodies, how sundered are they at the moment beyond just the missing limbs? And they both have stakes in the heart, you said?
They both have stakes in the heart, yeah.
So they're just pinned on the edge of badness.
Yeah. One of them looks a lot more beat up than the other. The one without arms basically looks like she's been through a ringer, and the other one looks like it was just the stake that took her out.
All right. So you're asking if I can help you interrogate these individuals?
Well, to interrogate them, we need them up. Yeah. So that would be great. My blood's too thin. Not that I'm a thin blood.
We don't know yet.
Nobody out of character. Nobody knows. But yes, Cassandra here, she's a dear, dear friend of ours. We found her like this in the sewers. Maybe this is all connected. I call out to Kurt.
Maybe we don't let every relatively attractive vampire that walks into our establishment into the back room. And I kind of look at Lucita. I'm like, can I pass, please?
Not quite.
Go for it.
I'm trying to lean over you and be like, one of them also is very important, and it would probably be good for us to bring him up in a way that makes us look good.
Oh, right.
I turn to Trash and I'm like, right? There were supposed to be bargaining chips. I mean,
well, one of them was
regular people chips.
Don't ask. Don't.
Am I right in assuming that your blood would do the trick?
And inquiring to the storyteller here.
Oh yeah, your blood would be probably powerful enough to do it.
Okay.
If these were of blood potency 1 vampires, it would be easy as pie, no problem.
Yeah, then that is not an issue. I look back to this wide-eyed,
Young, very young.
Vampire. This cherub of a kindred. Well, I guess we're about to earn some trust tonight, aren't we?
I'm not supposed to trust you. That's what you said.
Oh, come on. Trust the guy.
So you said which one of those was the one that may have information?
Not Cassandra.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, are we... I mean, one of them is very important to us. Cassandra might have information. The other one might be pissed to find themselves in this position, so...
Yeah, I was going to go to get Cassandra.
Cassandra, the one with no arms. I don't know why I'm becoming British now. It's just rubbing off on me.
No arms.
Very well. I'll go ahead and walk up to Cassandra, this poor, armless individual, and aid them in resuscitation.
Okay. Are you going to bite your wrists, use a feral weapon, claw?
Yeah, easy enough. I go ahead and remove one of my claws, and you can see now amongst the hand, beyond the bit of fur that kind of emanates from the edge of the sleeve, these longer talon-like claws that extend from the hand. It's immediately unnerving, very almost Garu enough to set you off. And as the claws kind of extend a little bit, go ahead and mark across the other wrist, just a hint, and cradle the head of this poor soul and bring them in.
And do you remove the stake?
Once that is there, yes, I do.
Yeah, okay. So she rouses a little bit, like she is very, very groggy, and then she almost immediately lashes out at you, attempting to drain more blood from you, as she has been in torpor for quite a while.
Understood. I hold her back.
All right, so I'm going to get let's go with a strength and brawl from you.
Remember, Steve, you also get an extra dice and a success.
Why are people
I'm taking
voting
a success
for
on this.
Vote for them. Don't vote for me. I'm the storyteller. I have all the NPCs.
Yeah, he's trying to kill us.
Beckett.
And don't forget, it would actually increase your hunger by 1 to give blood to Cassandra.
Indeed.
And in the back of your mind, you would hear your sire saying, "Why don't you just eat them?"
Concentrate, keep focused, and all my attention on holding back this newly roused individual.
And how many successes?
Well, I took a let's see here. 6 successes.
6 successes. That definitely beats the 2 that I got. So you are easily able to hold Cassandra down, as she doesn't have any arms, so she's kind of biting at you and trying. Eventually she calms herself.
Can I use subsume the spirit, perhaps?
You certainly can.
All right. See if I can calm.
Just look up that power. So
sorry. Different ability. I misread that.
Oh. I believe you have drawing out the beast.
I do, but that's a whole different circumstance. That drawing out the beast puts a frenzy into somebody else.
Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah. I will just
or quell the beast.
I do not have Call the Beast, unfortunately.
Oh,
But I will just continue to hold them at bay and just shh, and kind of
And
glance
eventually-
over
oh
to
wow.
help me.
3 successes on 3 dice. Eventually, Cassandra does. You see the haze in her eyes kind of dissipate, and she blinks a few times, and she's trying to come to her senses. And she's like, "Who? What? Who are you?"
I'm your favor. And I go ahead and kind of nudge over towards whoever else is in this room. Is it still just Trash
me.
Panda? Oh no, sorry, it's
Morgan.
No, I'm in the other
Morgan.
room.
Right.
I'll kneel next to Cassandra and say, "Hi, I'm Morgan. We haven't met yet. Raz is here. Raz, get in here."
If Lucy
Raz
would let
is-
us.
Yeah, Raz is.
Lucita, allow them entry.
Yeah.
I promise you're surrounded by friends.
I suppose you can follow in now.
As soon as you step
Lucita.
aside, Raz will head in.
Excuse me, Trash Panda, is that what they call you?
Yeah.
What's with the attitude?
I don't know. You walk into our space. Usually, traditionally, a vampire asks to be invited in. You came out of the shadows. Just saying. I'm going to make my merry way in my space.
I'm gonna
Thank you
shimmy
very
back.
much.
Cassandra, darling, are you all right?
Yeah,
Stupid question. That was a very stupid question.
yeah. You can tell definitely that she is not really at all together there. Like she is. You could probably tell she's about a 4 hunger, and she is not in her right mind at all.
Raz will dip down and kind of cradle her a little bit, set her up so she's not just on the floor.
Well, on the pile of pillows, but yeah.
Darling, I know you're not feeling great. Do you remember what happened to you?
No, not really. There was I left here, and there was I heard a buzzing noise. I don't know what happened after that.
Was it a buzzing or a chain clattering noise?
Chainsaw, yeah. Don't worry, I
it-
murked the son of a bitch.
It might have been merch. What?
He's in a similar situation that you are right now. I'm sorry, that's bad. He also doesn't have any arms right now. It'll
Or a
be
head.
fine. Yeah, that too. Do you need more help? I'm sure Trash or I look at Erasmus and I'm like, or
Does she need
Erasmus
more
would be
help?
fine to feed you.
Somnias.
Sure.
Yes. Yes, we will get you food quickly.
Since the cat is out of the bag, and I turn to the other body as well. Do either you or Lucita recognize this person?
Do we?
The person on the ground.
Yeah, the
Like
person that's
the-
not Cassandra.
Oh, that is Blackhawk.
No, we
You
had
guys recognize them.
we had another person.
Yeah, they don't recognize that person at all.
Okay.
That's just another random kindred that happened to be in Vancouver.
So they don't recognize Christopher Summers?
No,
Good.
not even remotely.
Do you recognize him?
I do not. Lucita?
No, I've never seen that face before.
Turn to the
And you
others.
say this is the next step? This is the one who may have necessary information, you said?
He's the one that is an optional favor, depending on how the rest of the group feels about waking up.
I think we've gone far enough now. We might as well Might as well go through with it.
What is
Down the
his
rabbit hole.
problem? What's the problem with waking this one up?
Just a bunch
I
of
look
like,
at both of
awkward
them.
shifting.
I look at the both of them just like,
It's totally up to Kurt.
Because it was my plan.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I just stare at you.
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Just kind of been playing this like you've been passive aggressively calling us. We're very young and new at this.
oh yeah.
Some of us.
Some of us, sorry. This is a very important figurehead in the battles that have been going on
In Vancouver in general.
Yeah. And we don't exactly know where his stance is, but people think that we have him. They're not wrong, I guess.
We didn't have him before.
We didn't have him
We
when
found
people
him like
thought-
this.
Yeah, people thought we had him long before we had him.
So do you think it is wise to awaken such a kindred?
I mean, how much do you guys know about what's been happening in Vancouver? Clearly you don't recognize this guy, and you said you're new here, so...
Anything on
Really-
my end?
You've clearly answered your own question.
It's
She's got a point.
kind of like blank a little bit. I'm like, sorry, I'm really drunk right now. I don't know what you mean.
Like you said, they're new in town. They don't recognize him. So, they don't recognize him.
You
They
might
don't
Does this have to
recognize him
do
because
with
he's
the-
local to Vancouver.
The Anarch issue that seems to be rising here?
Yes.
That does not concern me.
Nor me for that matter.
Then maybe we
Oh.
leave him.
All right.
All right.
Fabulous.
So again, I ask one more time, what is the significance of awakening this kindred, and what risk will you incur if we awaken them?
Songs?
I mean, we have specific plans with how we want this area to be handled, especially when the two sides apparently are going to use it as a battleground in the next months or so.
It seems to be approaching much faster than we anticipated.
I don't know about you guys, but some of us still have connection to kind humans in this area, and I figured that this body would be a good bargaining chip to maybe keep this area out of the battles.
Well, how about this then? We've already begun this transaction with rousing one of your intended allies, or chess pieces, if you will.
Oh no, she was a friend. We were just looking for someone strong enough.
Right. It has been done. At my own cost, personally. Now, do you know where any more of these pieces of the tablet remain?
Raz?
Honestly, darling, I don't know more than you do. I don't even know how Nikolai's kept tabs on me. Who would go to Canada?
Hey. Well,
Also, good point.
I mean, you got I'm sure you know where an extra tablet is if we're just giving out information about them now.
Well, we are, right? We're just going to tell them.
Fuck it.
Right.
What do we got to lose at this point?
We do know an individual with another tablet. He is keeping it safe.
Good. Well, then perhaps you will introduce Lucita and myself to this individual, and we can procure this tablet piece. And when this transaction is completed, and only upon completion, maybe we'll return to aid you with this standing issue. And he gestures towards the other staked individual.
I mean, he can get here fast if we don't tell him why he's bringing it.
Yeah.
Burn
Little
that bridge,
thing.
too.
He's not our kind. Little fluffier.
Maybe not fluffier than
Ooh.
you.
Awoo. Heckin' awoos.
What do you mean by this pack, you say?
Sure.
Yeah.
A wolf.
I lean back and let Lucida get in here.
Why are you speaking to a pack of wolves?
Has
Oh,
to be
no.
tight.
Not a whole pack. Oh, not a pack. Just one. We got into a little bit of a situation. He helped us out. We made a truce.
Heck, we were
Garu
welcome
is
into the
what you
city
were
that
speaking
way.
of, no?
Yes.
Raz thinks he's hot too.
Will you shut up?
So does insomnia.
Yeah.
What is this hot word you speak of? Are they have a hotter temperature?
Very
Yes.
appealing.
Oh, God. It is beyond the point. Beyond the point. We do know where he is, kind of. We can contact him.
Then why are we wasting time? Hurry up and contact him.
Right.
I think we just go for it.
Yes, all right. Do one of you who know how to use the
Psalms.
I pull out mine, which is like now crusty and dry and dead, and I'm like, not me.
I'll use mine.
Oh, someone
What's the
used
number,
someone's.
Raz?
Raz will squeeze his little book out of his very tight pants and show
555.
Morgan the number.
Great. I dial and I hand it to you.
Oh,
It's ringing.
Hello?
hello.
At this point, by the way, I will go ahead and use heightened senses to see if I can listen in on the conversation.
Okay. That is not a Raz check at all. And that is super easy to do. Raz doesn't seem to be very subtle or realizing that anybody can really listen in right now. So, and Raz hears, hello?
Hi, darling. It's Erasmus.
Oh, Jesus. Why do you guys call so fucking late all the time?
Oh, well, if you
Vampires.
haven't noticed, we're only awake at night. Darling,
Oh, yeah. That.
we have a situation with the tablets.
Again?
And yes, they've been kind of a pain in our ass, haven't they? We were
Yeah,
wondering, would you be able to drop on by with it?
Let me just give me like 10 minutes to wake up, all right? Because
Yeah.
really, we need to work on boundaries. Like, this is way too late.
Yeah, well, again, this is important, darling. I wouldn't be calling if it wasn't.
All right. Give me like 10 minutes.
Very well.
Time to bring the tablet. Oh,
Yeah, I told him to bring the tablet.
no. How do you sound?
Grumpy.
And approximately 5 minutes later, you hear the ringing of the rotary telephone from behind the bar. And
Right.
once you guys actually proceed out into the main bar, you see Maxine move away from the ringing telephone because she knows what's coming.
You
Raz
two
will,
got to see this.
Raz will pick it up and hold it away from himself.
Towards Maxine or just like in a random direction.
He's not that mean.
Okay,
Just
yeah.
where there's space, where there's,
Erasmus picks up the ringing telephone and holds it away from himself. And out comes somebody who's dressed in a business suit. And he kind of stumbles out a little bit like, it's the fastest way to fly.
What's up, Lucas?
very impressive.
I'm
Why
so
are there
sorry.
so many of you? Are you guys breeding?
No, they're new.
Well,
Hello,
old.
puppy.
We
I'm
have
just going
some.
to do a quick roll over here. And I'm going to use one of those extra dice.
It smells
that,
like
chat.
wet. It smells like wet dog.
Oh, wow. That is a lot. All right. He smells you a little bit. He's like, that one, and he points at Beckett, doesn't smell like the worm. I don't know why. but that one does. And he points at Lucida.
That's Lucida. That's Beckett.
Oh, the worm, darling.
Tequila worm?
No.
Oh.
We've gone over this. It's not tequila worm.
Way.
She doesn't seem to like your kind too much.
For good reason.
Not really any of your kind like my kind too much. And he reaches into his vest and he pulls out the other piece of the tablet. Why do you guys keep calling me for this?
Well,
Now we have good reason.
You're going to get rid of it and then give it to these people.
I'd like to cast mesmerism.
Ooh. We're getting tricky. Are you using any extra dice?
Sure. Could I use one of those successes?
You certainly can.
All right.
Mesmerize. 1 rouse check, but that's pretty much ignored at your particular power level.
Okay.
And it is manipulation plus dominate versus his intelligence and resolve. He is not the smartest tool in the shed. He's definitely not the smartest tool in the shed.
You said manipulation and what else? I'm sorry.
It is manipulation and dominate.
Okay. Oh, jeepers, that's a lot.
For the record, I don't think you'll need that extra success.
Oh, no.
I think it's like all of my dice, yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
I mean, not nice. I don't know if this is good for me, but
Insomnia is very sad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Holy crap.
7 successes?
Yeah, that beats my 1. So what are you going to tell him?
Give me the tablet.
And the rest of you basically see Lucas straighten up, walk directly over to Lucida, hands her the tablet, and then he walks back where he was.
I walk towards Beckett.
I have missed your techniques. You have your specialities that I lack the cunning.
Yes.
And just as a storyteller point, did you guys bring the tablets out of the back room, or did you leave them back there?
I'm not touching them anymore.
Oh, I would say in this period that we were waiting, I would be gathering them to ensure that they're within my grasp.
Okay. As soon as Lucida goes towards you, you notice that her piece of the tablet glows, starts to emanate. It's not so much a bright light, like a flashlight or anything like that. It's just kind of like if you hold a flashlight up against your hand and you see the light through it, it's kind of emanating a little bit like that. And it seems to get a little bit more intense the closer she gets to you.
This is the size of the piece that she's providing and the other pieces that are there. Does this look to be close to completing the tablet?
Close to, yeah. It looks like there might be another piece that would be missing.
Insomnia knows how many pieces there are, right? From his visions.
Insomnia can approximate how many pieces there would be. From the looks of it, there would probably be about 4 or 5 more pieces.
Shit.
but we don't know how many they have.
That's true.
We don't know how many.
Well, it
And
looks
at the
like
point-
we're almost done there, Chief.
At the point that Insomnia is looking at the tablet that Beckett has in his hand, your vision fades. You go slack. You fall over.
I try to catch him.
Dex and athletics.
Punch a fucking hole in my chest.
I'll use an extra automatic success. Ah, no,
Probably
I'll
a good
roll
idea.
a dice. I'll roll a dice.
Every time I get angry, I have a vision.
It's like the Hulk, only if it's psychic.
5 successes, one of which is a 10.
5 successes. Yeah, that's more than enough. You kind of swoop in and catch him before he hits his head on the side of what we'll call a stage, because it's not. It's just where they push the bands in the corner.
You
And
gotta stop doing this to me, man.
I'm
The
rigid
vision-
right now.
the vision that Insomnia gets overwhelmed with is more intense than before. It is kind of the same thing. It is a kind of fading in and out wolf with 2 blood splotches that are moving towards a building in downtown Vancouver. And it's the same building that you saw before.
The one with the crown on it?
So while I'm still in the guru's head, I would also like to use Submerge Directive.
All right.
So mean.
Oh, Lucas.
This is our friend.
Man. Lucas is going to get
Our hot friend.
He's a puppy. He gets what he deserves.
Puppies deserve pets and treats.
Not these puppies.
Apparently.
So the thought or vision that I would like to put in his mind, the phrase is going to be protect. And the idea is that I want him to be protective of the coterie.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do. He's completely out of it. Like he wouldn't even really be able to resist, even if he wanted to. And then, he just silently nods towards you.
Looking back towards Insomnia, who has just been caught from falling to the ground. Are you all right? Do you need anything?
I don't take any more favors from you. Another vision, guys. The same building. We know where it is. Actually, that thing I just said seconds ago. Maybe another favor.
We're great at this.
Do you know the name? I mean, he's very good at knowing names in this city. Alexander Devonshire?
Devonport. Is it Devonshire or Devonport?
It's Devonshire.
There's too many D's.
I wrote it down because it's weird.
Do you recognize that name?
Let's get a intelligence and occult. See if you know some of the local kindred that are kind of statusy.
Cool. It's like I know about this. I will also take an extra die if I have it to gather.
I'm going to go on a limb and say Lucida knows nothing.
Yeah, I think Lucida just got here. 5 successes.
5 successes.
You've heard of him a little bit more than actually you've heard of Victor Davenport. He is an up-and-comer in the venture of the area.
I've heard the name. Know a bit. Why do you bring it up?
Because I think we're supposed to talk to him or fight him, or he has something of ours. These visions aren't exactly an exact science, but we know where he is because of the map, right?
You approximately know where he is because of the map.
And while we have two kindred of your caliber, maybe this would be a good time as any if you're willing to do more favors to talk to this guy. He doesn't seem good, that's for sure.
You realize the more favors you ask of us, the more we will ask of you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did give you 4 tablets.
Yeah.
But do you understand that favors are currency amongst our kind?
And how many favors do we get for 3 favors, one of which included tricking one of our friends? Still kind of like backing away from you, like saying this like with like the air of trying to be really confident, but also still kind of scared.
There is a smirk of respect from Beckett at the unexpected showing of balls in the middle of this intense conversation.
It's more of a puffing out his chest with his tail between his legs, backing away.
It's like
as I'm being held gently by Morgan.
You are quite amusing, young one.
I have been called young a lot tonight.
Yes, well, once you learn our ways, perhaps we will owe you more favors. But until then, I believe Beckett can answer the question as to how many favors we owe.
Oh, there was no immediate discussion per piece. You provided one favor by presenting the pieces. We provided a favor by rousing your individual. you provided a favor by bringing your Wolven ally into our midst, of which Lucita has done well to solidify a means of protection. I believe that is one favor that is owed for the time being. Does that seem acceptable?
Considering Lucas was already kind of on our side anyway.
You think Garu is on your side?
Oh yeah, Garu is on our side. He's been helping us out.
Speaking of which, Lucas is still standing there like straight as a board.
And let's not talk about him while he's just Lucas.
I could
Yeah,
change. I could
there's
change
no
the
response.
protection if you'd like.
I mean, what did you force him to do now?
Apparently protect us, which he was already doing.
Oh. Wait,
All
yeah,
right. We should let's take this back a bit. Isn't there, I feel like this figuring out these visions and talking to this man, this creature, we don't know much about them, is going to scratch both of our backs. Let's focus on the positives here. And I look at Trash Panda with a very dirty look.
A lot of Insomnia's visions seem to revolve around the tablets. It's entirely possible this could assist you in finding another piece of the puzzle.
Well, our leads brought us to you, and your leads perhaps might be the only leads we have at the moment. So let's why not run down the rabbit hole, and if worst comes to worst, well, let's hope it doesn't get to the worst, shall we?
Let's.
And would you guys be definitely heading towards that?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, I'm going to pull this scene to a close. And
Yay!
We'll take a short break and read out some more names.
Sick. I will move us over.